Welcome to Inspire Tales. In this video, we will learn together about the wisdom of a king. May this story inspire us all to become better and wiser individuals. In a kingdom called Eldoria, there lived a king named Magnus who loved hunting. Every time he hunted, he generously shared his gain with his people as a gesture of his kindness. However, despite frequently obtaining an abundant catch, King Magnus was never fully satisfied because he only managed to capture small animals like rabbits and deer. One day, in the cool morning air and the thin mist that blanketed the Eldoria forest, King Magnus prepared for a hunt. Riding his majestic horse, accompanied by his guards and palace hunters, he set off with enthusiasm. The chirping of birds and the rustling leaves heightened his excitement. Deep in his heart, he hoped to find an extraordinary prey that day. One evening, as he was about to return to the palace, King Magnus spotted a magnificent stag with golden antlers. He felt that this stag would be the grand prize of his hunt. Swiftly, he separated from his hunting party and cautiously approached the animal. However, just as he was about to draw his bow, the stag suddenly dashed into the dense forest. Determined not to lose his prey, King Magnus pursued the stag, running deeper into the forest, unaware that he had strayed far from his hunting party. After some time, exhaustion overcame him, and he realized that the stag was nowhere to be seen. It was then that he understood he was lost in an unfamiliar part of the forest. In despair, King Magnus called out for help. Fortunately, a humble young man named Alden, who was gathering firewood, heard his cries. Alden hurriedly approached the king and offered to guide him back to the palace. Grateful for the help, King Magnus accepted, and with Alden's guidance, he safely returned home. Upon arriving at the palace, King Magnus was deeply thankful and wished to reward Alden for his kindness. As a token of appreciation, he gifted the young man an engraved golden ring. The king also invited Alden to stay at the palace for the night, but the young man politely declined as he needed to return home to his family. A few days later, Alden returned to the palace to accept the king's invitation. However, a greedy palace guard stopped him at the gate and refused to let him in unless he surrendered the golden ring. Alden tried to explain that the ring was a gift from King Magnus, but the guard did not believe him. In the end, Alden had no choice but to hand over the ring in order to enter. When Alden finally met the king, King Magnus warmly welcomed him and asked what additional reward he desired. To everyone's astonishment, Alden requested to be punished with 50 lashes. The royal advisors were shocked and questioned why he would ask for such a thing. Alden explained that he wished to share his punishment with someone who had wronged him. After receiving half of the lashes, he asked that the remaining punishment be given to the palace guard who had unfairly taken his ring. King Magnus, realizing Alden's wisdom and clever sense of justice, was deeply impressed. As a consequence, the greedy guard received the remaining 25 lashes and was sentenced to 5 years in prison for his dishonesty. Meanwhile, Alden was honored with a position as a royal advisor, recognized for his wisdom in dealing with injustice. From this story, we learn that honesty and intelligence can overcome injustice. We should always act with integrity and wisdom when facing unfair situations so that goodness will always prevail.